Hello troopers, welcome to Factorio, one of the few early access games on Steam that I actually believe, well, first of all, are good, and second of all, aren't really early access. You have loads of stuff to do in this. There is absolutely a massive amount that you can do in this. Now, I've started off here, well, to be honest, I've been playing this for 8 hours. I wanted to start recording right at the start, but then I kind of got carried away, which just proves to you how much this game literally can pull you in, and you get, you have so much fun with it, and you figure everything out and everything. Now, this game, it isn't as easy as it sounds. Like a lot of people probably have already, said to you, if you do know about Factorio, that you can automate pretty much everything. Like I have literally just been sitting here for 4 hours just waiting and have a look what can tune and tweak and everything, and everything is literally moving on its own. Ammunition going, boom, turrets up, boom, everything good and in order. Naturally, you also have little autosave there. But naturally, you also have your steam engines, which make your power, which I believe I have enough of. If I go on to that's about 6 hours actually, not 8. Terribly sorry there. Yeah, you can actually see there that we are apparently consuming more than we're producing. Apparently, I guess. Yeah. But in any case, when you start off, you only start off with enough resources for an iron axe, a couple of just let me have a look if I have any around here, so I can explain. No, I do not. Well, I'll just go outside of here. Then I can literally show you the setup that you start with. Now, the best thing about this, just before I get back into the basics, as you can see here, it tells you what you're making, which is a very, very good thing, and you can tab that off as well. So it's very visual and it's absolutely brilliant. Now I'm going to move over here. Now normally you start off in an area such as this. You start off with enough resources for an iron axe, naturally. So you have some wood, you have some iron. So let me put that in there. So you start off like that. You start off with a pistol and I think it's 10 clips of ammunition. You start off with enough for a stone furnace and enough for a burner mining drill, which uses either coal or logs, aka wood, to mine stuff, aka coal and stuff like that. Now, if I can just show it off here for a quick second. Oh, I already have one actually. Now, this is literally what you start off with. You start off with other stuff too. Your first thing that you have to do is naturally mine something to run it, right? I'm just going to put one in there because that's how much I mined. Right, that's pretty much it. You start off with the capability to make transport belts and so on and so forth. So then you would have it something like this. You would have a stone furnace and then you would have your burner mining drill. Now, remember that you only start off with enough to make, I think, one of these. But if we get straight into that, then you can see you can do this. To automate this, you just go boom, and there we go. First, it feeds itself, so it has enough coal to feed it to feed the inserter itself, and then it fills up that. Now the problem here is that I haven't given it enough fuel. You'll see in a second after it gets enough to fuel itself. But there you go, it'll start fueling that. That is now automated. You never have to fill that up again. Now, if we place one here, naturally the same will occur. It will first fuel itself, and then it will put some fuel in there. We just wait for that one to stop fueling. Right, let me put it like this so I can just speed up the process. There, as you can see, first it's fueling itself, and then it will put in some coal into there to fuel this. Now, naturally, this is only half of what you need. You have your pretty much infinity running, coal dispenser, let's call it that. Coal mining drill. There you go. Now you would start near some iron, which is over there in this case. What I'm going to do as a substitute of the iron is just plonk that down and to put iron ore in there. Right? So this is literally what you would have. You would have pretty much the same setup over at the iron ore. And you would have this, naturally. And then you would have it going down, aka going from over there all the way over here, or the other way around actually. And then you would have it like that. So now that's feeding into there. You would then have another one here, and then one there. Now there is a problem with this, and that is that these two cannot be fueled. Well, this one can, but that would mean mean something like this. If I can just do it really quickly. It would mean doing something like this. Like that. There you go. Now as you can see, this is all going to be coming down on this side here. Now if I feed some coal into there, you can see that the iron is always going to be there, which means that this inserter can then use both sides, which means that the most fundamentally important thing about this game is that you keep things on the right side. Now this was just a little bit of a show off of, you know, what you start with, what you can do to make things automated. Just imagine that's a mine, and there you go. You can naturally also put coal, you know, over there. You know what I mean. Right, so if we move all the way back, we just had a little attack back at base. We'll have a quick look at that as well. Move through here. You can actually also use trees, but I do not really recommend it because I think that also bumps up the pollution. In my case, pollution is pretty bad, as you can see with the red indicators. Now, as you can see here, these are enemy bases all around here. As soon as pollution reaches those bases, the enemies at the bases in question will come and attack you. Pretty simple. Keep your base small and healthy, and the enemies won't really bother with you, at least at the start. As you can see here, there's quite a lot of them. That's because I'm pretty far on, and you know, all his defenses, and so on and so forth. Right. So here is the best example of what we saw. I have iron coming in on one side, which is mined by this massive facility here, which runs on electricity and not coal, which means I don't have to feed them with coal all the time, which is quite nice. It then runs all the way down here and then into here. Naturally, always running on the right side, on the right hand side, aka the left, if you are the iron moving in this direction. And then I have coal running in from all the way up there, which is then fed in onto the left side, which means that the inserter can take whatever it needs from either the front or the back. If it needs to feed this with coal, it will take it from the front, iron, the back. You get the picture, you're smart people. Right, so then that is fed into, it's so complicated. Like I really don't recommend playing it for a longer amount of time, then going, you know, away for a couple of days, then coming back, because you will not know what the hell you were building. You won't know how anything works anymore. It's crazy. But yes, those two resources are then fed into here, which then in this case makes iron plates, which are then fed on, which then come into here to make ammunition, which is then naturally fed on both sides to make it more efficient. And that is then fed all the way down here, all the way out here, all the way round, and then it comes back in, and it is fed back into here to fill up any of the gaps. Now, it's pretty complicated. So, something else that you have in the game is research. Now, research isn't really done, well, it is done per time, but you also have to have resources for it. And there's 2 science packs for it. It starts out with just one, which is the red here, which I started off with. And then you have these labs, which actually have names, which is quite cool. Bergie and Riley. But yes, you start off with these laboratories. At first, they only need the red ones, which you can make in here. Well, you can actually make all of them in here, but you don't want to have to keep making them. That's the point, and that is why you make it automated. And that is where this comes in. As you can see, the red ones only need an iron gear wheel and a copper plating. That means that I need to make the gears by moving in steel plates down here into here, and then the gears are naturally fed on, which are then combined with the copper plating to create the science pack number 1. Now, if you move up to the green, it's a little bit more complicated because you're technically moving up a tier, and you have more research at your disposal. Now, as you can see down there, what we needed for each one was just 1. So we literally just needed 1 resources. For this, we not only need 2 resources, but we need 5 resources. In this case, it is 6 because I needed more of this, but it is only 5. And so we have the gear wheel, we have the electronic circuit, then we have the copper cable. Now, naturally, this one here is I call it a tier 1 resource, which means you can make it straight out of iron plating. This here you have to make out of something that has to be made from copper plating, which means it's technically tier 2 because you need 2 of these to make it. I hope I'm explaining it very simply and trying my best. Right, so if we move on, we have over here we have the inserters which are being made. Then over here we have the transport belts that are being made, both of them feeding off the same production line, which then produce this massive line of resources, which then makes the tier 2 science pack 2 in this case, which is then fed all the way down here, and with this, once again using the efficient method of left and right hand side. And the red ones are then being fed back as to not fill up the production line, seeing as the greens have a massive production line and don't really need to do that. Right, so that's that. Now let's get into a little bit of action, eh? Right. Rightio. Do I have everything with me? Yes, I do. I have some ammunition. I will probably need some more. Let me just take some of this. Oh yeah, that is a very, very good feature in this game. If you stand over something, if you press F, you pick up everything on the floor. And that is literally the best feature I have ever seen in a game like this. If Minecraft, for example, had something like that, I would be very, very happy, you know, because you're not picking up everything. You can then just pick up what you want. For example, I want steel plates, but not this stuff here, so I just go boop, and there we go. Or if I just want coal, then I just stand a little bit close to it, and there you go. Feeding off of it. It's literally the best thing that I've ever seen. But I do recommend this for people that like turret defenses. I've got loads of turrets. Oh, let's have a look at this really quickly. The petroleum. Right, so naturally you have your normal crude oil, which then feeds into the oil refinery, which you can then make 3 different things. I have the basic oil processing, which makes, if I can just get onto it, there we go. It makes, oh, we can actually see it here. It makes heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum gas. Now, light oil you can use to make solid fuels, as with all of the other fuels that we are making here. With petroleum gas, you can make, as you can see here, plastic, which you will need for things such as the electric furnace, which no longer need coal, and then you have heavy oil, with which I can't make anything yet because I'm not, you know, my research isn't done yet, so sadly I can't really show that one off right now. But then let's head over here to some little bit of action over here. Now I really have to say though, they've really improved on this, because when I first started, the FPS, when you had a massive base, it was pretty much dying. But it is chugging along very nicely. Right, so if I go against them, there's a little thing here. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not pointing towards them. If you press the spacebar, it will attack the nearest enemy to you, which is also a very, very awesome thing. Or you could just press C and aim at your enemy, but that is naturally not really as easy when you're fighting actually hundreds and hundreds of these little bugs, which is quite insane, really. But as you can see, I can move in. My health is down here. It's not taking it's not taking a big hit. Let's give me a quick second. Which one do I want? I want cars. It's not taking such a big hit because I have armor down here, and as you can see here, the durability is actually going down, which is quite bad for me. I wasn't shooting at them right then, so if I move back, yeah, they spawn at these places here, so I do recommend coming when you have something like a rocket launcher, so you can take them out quickly. When you're attacking them with a pistol and a submachine gun, it sadly doesn't go that quickly. So if we just move back here, but it's absolutely amazing how they've done this, because not only have they made it so that it is automated. That's the point. But if you leave it for, let's say, if I was to go for 5 hours, then as the enemies build up, these turrets will get damaged, and over time these turrets will die, which means over time the base will be destroyed because I'm not there to repair things, which is why I have these repair packs, which I can just click on things and repair them, which I find quite snazzy. Right, so if we move around, naturally it takes 2 or 3 hours to actually get something as big as this up, so just saying that it does take a long time to actually get something up that is that actually is self-sufficient. Right, if we move around here, of the stone. I don't know. Right, if we go in here, you can see... Oh wait, no, I actually do have it, so we don't have to go in there. Railroads. Now, you might be thinking, you know, it's just another method of transportation, but it actually isn't really just for you, because you can automate it with train stops. So if I get a train stop right there, just give me a second, what do I need for the other stuff? I need copper, which I can get down here because it normally builds up here, as it has been for the last hour or so. Right there. Oh, another really awesome feature, which is also a reason why I recommend this game to literally everybody. I need a chest. Oh, there's got to be a chest around here somewhere. Come on, please, please. There we go. Right. If I press Shift and click on one, it will give me the stack. If I press on STRG and click on it, it gives me everything of the same thing in there. So if I press on this, all the copper will now be in there. So if I do that, all of this and the stone, there we go. You can get rid of things really, really quickly, and you can, well, clean out your inventory really quickly. Which is pretty much why I have boxes lying around with just literal crap put in them, like, you know, really useless stuff like a single iron stick, for example. Right. Let's see if I move on. If I just get some, I need some stone for this, which is quite lucky that I have it here. Right. So if we place this track, there we go. Then you can also place this on them, which is a train stop. And if I click on that train stop, there you go. There's one of the stops. You can set the name for it naturally. So if I say Coopi Industries, that is now Coopi Industries, naturally. Right. I cannot get a locomotive, but I will explain in detail what you can actually do with this. If I get it just a little bit longer. Right, so let's say, for example, you have a train right here. If I was to make a station on the other side of the thing, I could set times for that train, well, times and intervals for that train to move over to that other stop. And this is also very, very good because, for example, if my base, let's say if I made a base all the way up at the top left in this map right here, where that massive enemy base is, I would need resources, I would need ammunition, which is why I could do this. I could make the train stop here. I could put that there, have a chest here, which I'm going to make quite quickly here, and then I could put that ammunition in it. That train to power it, which in this case I cannot. There we go. So now when I can actually show that off. When a train comes here, you can actually fill it up and you can actually send it places, which is absolutely lovely. As you can see there, it's filling up the train. So if I set intervals, that means that I can send regular ammunition trains to fill up my base. Why aren't you buying this yet? Like, literally, it is the best game I've ever seen. I mean, City Skylines, that was an awesome game. This is an even more awesome game. Like, really, there's so much stuff that you can make. I haven't even researched anything. Well, I research everything, and this is everything I have. Naturally, these are just resources, but these are the things that you can build. That if you go in here, I haven't even researched half of it. Ugh. Look, you can get tanks, you can get mechs, exoskeletons. Why? It is absolutely lovely. I just love it so much, and I hope that they get it finished soon. Well, apparently it isn't finished. I think it is finished, and they should call it a full game now. But sadly, they won't do that. But in any case, troopers, I hope you've really enjoyed this. I have really, really enjoyed this because I absolutely love this game. I adore it more than anything else, which is maybe why the EU4 playthrough went on a little bit late today. I'm very sorry about that. But if you did like this, please leave a like on the video. If you would like to see more things like this, then maybe subscribe to the channel so then you can keep in touch with me and the newest videos that are coming out. But in any case, troopers, I hope you have a really nice day today, and as always, ta-ta.